What's cracking, chat? Are we all pogging in the hood? What's crack-a-lackin'? Been waiting for your take, honestly, Lamau. Yeah, we're gonna talk about a little bit of a lot of things. I was going to do a I was gonna do like a gameplay commentary video, because honestly, if like, all right, like real talk, I could probably simplify my points to, you know, like 8 minutes of time. But you know, here I am. Diesel, did you shower today? Yeah, that was the first thing I did when I woke up. Thanks for asking, Cora. I try to maintain my healthy glow, I say, as I'm fighting a cold despite everything. Oh yeah, let's talk a little bit about what happened recently. Holy shit. Before we even get into that. So we'll talk a little pre-stream stuff as people start to come in. So I recently am the recipient of a few candle-based injuries. And thank you for that, Core. It was, I shit you not, this is my second time being injured by candles. To be honest, I've kind of started to lose feeling in my hands. So I don't really, it didn't really hurt. I did pour a lot on my legs, and in case you're wondering, it does not look good. But you know, what am I gonna do? I mean, you know, my cock works, cause somebody asked if my cock works, and it does. But just it ain't usable right now in that fashion for safety reasons, I think. Anyway, I'll show you all what I mean. Hi, I'm on webcam today, actually. Since it had been a moment, but so here's the clip. If you haven't seen it, I posted it to Twitter. So yeah, here's the clip. Nothing, you don't see anything too bad, but it is a little rough. So just so you know.
That she just smells immaculate, like every day.
Whoa! Oh my god! Holy shit!
I'm okay.
Diesel?
That she just smells immaculate, like every.
Yeah, so it hurt quite a bit. It was bad.
God! Holy shit!
Yeah. It was rough. It was really rough. And it hurt like a motherfucker. Are your legs okay? There's no 3rd-degree burns, but I'm gonna have some peeling skin around the crotchery area, personally. So next time I will remember to wear PPE. I'm aware of this. I know. Oil Daddy Slaw was happy enough to gift the CEO of Little Guys Incorporated some PPE, which was very nice of him. Shout out to Big Man Slaw. But yeah, that is the thing that happened. It sucked like a motherfucker, and that's life, right? Worst part is those were like new sweatpants too. I was really happy with them. Same thing with the shirt. It was a new shirt. Fucking they're ruined. Right. I showed my goon pants from the first incident. The only but any second, yeah, there's second degree burns. There was second degree burns last time. So yeah. In a few days my hand will probably look a little worse. There's just some red marks, but eventually it starts to bubble up because that's what happened last time. Yeah, so the thing is, right, before we get into the talking tea, we think there's hairline fractures in these candle things. Or at least so a lot of if you got candles already, they came from a different box, right? So not the same one. But we think that they didn't pack this set right because it came with less what's the packing bubbles around it in this one. I don't know why this one came with less packing bubbles, but it came with less packing bubbles. So as a result, they weren't closed in the box correctly. So that entire box of candles will not be shipped to anybody, and anybody who is getting candles is getting them from a new box. So that way nobody gets any broken candles. But yeah, bubble wrap. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't remember the word for it. But yeah, so I am I'm gonna throw out like fucking 20 other candle jars because I don't want to ship these. So there we go. We wanted to just put that aside and make sure people knew what we were doing. So that way we didn't ship them anything. But yeah, so if you got a candle already, that already came from a different set of box. But yeah, that's what we think is wrong with these. But obviously that's something that we gotta address at some point. So yeah, we threw them out. Right. Anyway, that's what happened to me recently. That's what happened to me recently. Fucking this setup is like all fucked up because I don't do webcam streams that often, but there'd been some want for some webcam stream. So I am obliging Little Guys Incorporated with that today. Hey Diesel, is it too late to put an order for candles? Asking for a friend, aka me. So you can buy the Orc Grog coffee candles. Those are the ones we're gonna keep around. Yeah, we put in a thing for a refund with them, but ordering a particular putting it in an order for 20 candles, asking for a friend. Oh shit. But yeah, that's that's what happened, and it was not a fun experience, and I would not recommend it to anybody. Um, not a fan. There we go. But today we're here to talk about tea. Okay, this is what the little guys come for. There's some tea talk here with here with me, yours truly. And there's been discourse. There's been discourse lately, right? And I feel like this is something we kind of retread every single holiday, or maybe every little bit. Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of done with the culture war stuff, right? I'm kind of done with the culture war stuff because to be frank, everybody that's left in it or like is still bothered by stuff from like that era of the internet is like a crazy person who can't like act normal. Um and I am this is a 4-hour video that came out, and from what I've been able to glean, because I, FPS Diesel, value my time and also don't want to spend 4 hours watching a video of somebody who thinks nothing but bad things about me. But H Bomber Guy put out a video about plagiarism on YouTube. Now, generally speaking, I think some of the takeaways are the following, and I am going to break those down for us. Plagiarism is rampant and quite frequent on YouTube. It almost seems like the platform is not designed to produce content that is not plagiarized. It's very easy to plagiarize content as well as hide that from the public. Citations on YouTube are 1, not easy and accessible, and 2, present themselves as an issue. Okay. The mods watched it all. Ask us what you need. Right? And I do think that YouTube does not have a good way to cite things, because ultimately putting it in the description isn't good, and then you do a paste bin, and then at that rate, are you even citing things, right? So there's that. So citing stuff on YouTube, not great. Plagiarism, really easy to do. Those are things that we need to improve on, myself included. I will gladly admit to that. You know, I spent a long time in college faffing about with proper citations. I'm just not at a moment in my life right now where I want to focus about that, right? All right. So anyway, there's this problem with the discussion about plagiarism, and I think the problem is that, so I gotta explain some aspect of YouTube, and excuse me if this is a bit reductive of a point to make about a genre. BreadTube can produce really good video essays, and I have no problem with BreadTubers doing that. Now, if you don't know what a BreadTuber is, they're kind of like if commentary channels, which are generally centrist, were put through the leftist lens and had a bit of an academic slant. Now, I don't know how much of that is because people who are leftists want to be perceived as intellectuals and how much of them are intellectuals. But the point of it is not that to rag on that aspect. The point of it is just to me to mention what kind of place these people come from if you're not somebody who's familiar with that, right? H Bomber Guy is one of the high tier bread tubers, right, who produces long form video essays that, generally speaking, do have a political angle, but most of the time do revolve around different things, right? Now, I don't particularly care what their politics are, but sometimes it can seep into the project in a way that is not either fair or really constructive to the conversation. Now, you and I can have a discussion about plagiarism without talking about the political aspect of it. And H Bomber Guy does talk about the political aspect of it regarding a guy called James Somerton. That guy is basically being packwashed in his career right now. He basically used queer media as a method to generate income for himself, but he's basically a grifter. Diesel, I love comics as well, but why are you trying to be a member of the Fantastic Four? You aren't burn proof. Yeah, Illuminati pretended to be a bread tuber. However, she just found a niche and she ran with it because a lot of her own personal identity isn't really based around that. As far as I'm aware, breadtube isn't a self-coined term, but so it's not. It was originally used as a pejorative to describe people who made leftist video essays. But now it's kind of been adopted as like a term of genre because there's so many of those types of creators, which is fine. I mean, there's plenty of these like weird right-wing grifters. And I will say this, the guys on the right that make the videos do a worse job than the guys on the left. Take that for what you will. I just think the production value is better coming from these guys than the other guys. Nobody sits down and watches a quartering video for the production. You sit down and watch Jeremy be drunk, or at least I do. He's an alcoholic. Please, if you or anyone you know or love is an alcoholic, please get them help, or they will wake up one day and be Jeremy. Okay, so that's James Somerton, right? But the point of this is that I can have a discussion with you about plagiarism and not get political. Could you get political? Yes. Is there a political conversation to be had? Possibly, right? But sometimes the politics of these things seeps in a very unconstructive way, in a way that just kind of feeds into the political zeitgeist of the internet. And I understand I'm speaking with big $20 words here, and I'm not being funny, but just stick with me for a second, right? So, with that being said, there's been a bit of discourse on the internet, right? Right? So the discourse is the following. The discourse revolves around internet historian who in the past made a video about Dashcon. If you don't know what Dashcon is, it is a failed Tumblr themed convention, and he did this video in 2017. Right? Not to get political, but why did you shave? Because my beard was down here at my neck and it looked bad, so I needed to shave. It looked bad. I needed to clean myself up. I feel like when I look dirty or I look unkempt, I hate myself more, right? But that's why. I don't know what Dashcon is. Okay. Yeah, yes, what CC Mint said, there is a ball pit with piss at this convention, but it was a hilariously mismanaged convention. One of the all-time greats in mismanagement. And you know, a lot of the behavior that took place at this convention was very archetypal of the Tumblr person, right? Dashcon, something I wanted to go to as a child and then was thankful I was broke and a child. I needed to clean it up, Cat. It looked really bad. I needed to. Slaw, thank you for the 5 gifted. Very, very based of you, King. Very based. The ball pit was actually amazing. God, I'm so old. Diesel, show the pic of the ball pit. Yeah, sure, I'll show the pic of the ball pit. Even if it was fake, it's just one of those weird internet things. It's just like it exists. All right, so here, let me pull it up. Okay, so this is the alleged ball pit, right? Allegedly, the ball pit joke was started as a running inside joke for those who actually went. Damn, that's crazy. It's probably I can't believe I'm checking Know Your Meme. The one guy there yelling "Free Palestine" was there before his time. So that guy was actually a time traveler, right? And he went back in time so that way we could hear him say "Free Palestine" in the H Bomber guy video. Okay, So the convention was hilariously mismanaged, and there's like a bunch of hilarious clips of these very like archetypal Tumblr people hanging out there, right? Um, you know the type, like the band kid, the band kid. So my audience, but like 5 years ago when you were an annoying teenager. So you guys, but when you were younger. Right? So those are the kind of people who would go. They liked Homestuck, they liked Welcome to Night Vale, they liked Steven Universe. Uh Maybe My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, not necessarily. Um Theater kids. Yeah, just generally theater kids. No, little guy, don't jump into the Dashcon ball pit. Right? So, Internet Historian's video on this features a lot of the jokes about individuals of this time. The easy to make jokes of which I have just made. Right? You know, the Triggly Puffs, the very clearly poorly adjusted like millennial and Gen Xers with bad haircuts and like that kind of stuff, right? Teenage you 5 years ago says the old soul fetus himself. Yeah, this is a bit for Steven Universe, but I'm trying to explain it like I'm like you're 5. That's kind of what I'm trying to do, right? Welcome to Night Vale. Yeah. Um so the point is that all of the easy jokes you'd make about Tumblr people, Internet Historian made about Tumblr people. Now, if you're a normal person, you just go like, all right, those jokes have aged either okay to poorly, right? It came out in 2017, so it was completely hip with the kids to be making jokes about the people who are irrationally triggered or the attack helicopter type people, those people, right? Um and a lot of those jokes for some of how these people reacted to things were completely valid, right? But then also, the opposite side of this is that for a lot of people, this is when the culture war started, right? You guys remember? Okay, so now I'm pulling it all together now, right? So the culture war starts, and now these become pejoratives for two sides, right? So chud is a more recent term, but like if you're a right wing guy, that's the chuds. If you're a left wing guy, you're like the Triggly Puffs, right? These are like gangs in Fallout New Vegas. So these are the jokes you'd make. Now, if you're somebody who's left-leaning, you would argue that internet historians... Now, this isn't all left-leaning individuals, but this is a certain kind of brain dysfunction individual, right? So if you're a person with the brain dysfunction, you're going to look at those jokes from that video in 2017 and go, those were dog whistles, and actually, internet historian is a neo-Nazi, right? That's because that's the logical leap you make. So now here's what happens. You start to put things together and go, okay, I think he's a neo-Nazi, but I need to figure out how to prove that, right? So here's what happens next. I will keep my bullying light up until you heal up. You have a bullying? Oh, thank you. I thought you meant like a literal light. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. You're just listing people who haven't seen grass. Yes, but those are the people who get involved in internet discourse. And many a time, spicy, those are the people who unfortunately dictate discourse online, right? So, now we get to the next point, which is the following, right? Internet historian has done a video with JonTron. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, back in 2016, JonTron made some based takes and got in a debate with Destiny. Diesel, turn off your bullying light. Right? So he got in a debate with Destiny. JonTron lost, said some very out-of-pocket things, and then he never said any of those things ever again. Right?
I will keep my bullying light until you heal up.
Oh, that's another one. The Hunger Games at Dashcon. Yeah, that would have been popular then. YA fiction readers. I understand we all read YA fiction. I know, we've been there. Right? So, JonTron got in this debate with Destiny, was summarily defeated because Destiny was playing Factorio at the time. Right? And so, yes, Fernando, that's what happens. On incognito mode, JonTron showed up as a co-host with Internet Historian, and they did a video together. And because the Internet Historian PNG was standing next to the JonTron PNG, people said that ergo, Internet Historian approves of and agrees with everything that JonTron has said. Now, that's not how real life works. That's a crazy take. That's stupid, right? Laz, don't worry. I'm about to get to that one, right? Right? So, I gotta, like, you guys realize how long ago 2016 was? Okay? In internet years, this is so painfully old. This drama is, like, decrepitly... These are hieroglyphics level knowledge. Okay? This is how old we're getting in terms of drama here. It's approached such a level of age that, one, most of us probably don't remember it. Two, most of us probably don't really care and probably have an opinion on JonTron anyway. I mean, I don't agree with all of JonTron's takes, but I think his videos are funny, right? Can you put up a soap cutting video? What? You know, I need to read less from the chat because I don't. I'll put on the fruits, okay? I'll put on the fruits while I'm talking about this. Oh, let me silence that. Is that better, guys? Does this help? Do you have your Zoomer sensory fix filled? Okay. So following that, following that, no goblin. Yeah, not today. I mean, I got like a talking to about it recently. But anyway, yeah. From that, from that, where JonTron gets, like, you know, he takes the L. My ADHD is being fed. This is so fucking distracting. I don't know what is wrong with you people. Right? So from that moment, Internet Historian, basically his entire, like, the discourse of everything was just like, what? Hold on, I need to turn on my fan or my camera is gonna turn off. Hold on. Hopefully that cools it down. I am just about to get to the stop skeletons from fighting tweet, right? Okay, so from that, here, I'm gonna have to move that over in a second. Let's move this There we go. All right. Can you pause the stream? I have to pee. Guys, we did this bit already. We can't do the same bit. Oh, okay. Now, Moonbug, now, yeah. So that you are getting it correctly, but I would also say that JonTron probably not a neo-Nazi, but also that, right? So from this time, can we get Subway Surfers instead? No, we're a fruit household here. Right. So that is the beginning of this discourse, right? Where can you scroll one of your Twitters instead of dancing? One of your mom's Twitters? No, because I'll get banned if I scroll one of my mom's Twitters. Right. So from that time comes the stop skeletons from fighting tweet, because now people are basically looking for, like, we can't just talk about plagiarism, and this is the problem with a lot of breadtube videos, is they kind of lose the plot with their girth, right? So the girth losing the plot here is basically when we start trying to pack watch Internet Historian because he's, you know, a neo-Nazi. Someone can be racist without being a Nazi. Big shock. Why? What is your mom posting on Twitter? My mom's post porn. My VTuber moms post porn. They draw porn. Why do you think I'm so hot? Right? So I ultimately think you could say more with less for a lot of this discourse stuff, right? So here, I'm gonna pull it up. Don't you worry, chat. Your fruits will come back. I have the fruits on a monitor now, okay? That existing. Sorry, it's a little big. There we go. That should be good enough for you guys. There we go. Right? So, stop skeletons from fighting, if you're curious as to who this is he's not necessarily like an AVGN. Focus Diesel, wah. Right? He's not like an AVGN. He's doing a little he's kind of got that soy jack riz, bro. Hot take, you can dislike someone just because you don't like them. You don't have to scour the internet for a reason. CJ, that is the most adult thing anybody has said. That is very adult. Right? So I don't know why this has happened, right? But for some reason in the last like 2 weeks, okay, basically since the completionist drama started, every single gaming channel has decided that now is the time to like use all their social capital, right? So Stop Skeletons from Fighting did a tweet, and the tweet is Internet Historian apparently gave a fake birthday. It's April 20th, 1989. You know, exactly 100 years after Hitler's birthday. Because memes. Now, possibly, Internet Historian is doing a dog whistle, and he's dog whistling that he's a Nazi. Now, it could also be the funny weed number. Because, guys, what is on April 20th? Well, it's 420. I'm sorry, but if you were in that room at Dashcon hitting the Hunger Games salute while getting your money stolen by Tumblrites, you deserve to be picked on. Those people should have, like, seriously, like, been storming the stage to get their fucking money back. 100%. So here you have the 420 day, right? Which for some reason stops skeletons from fighting, knows that it is exactly 100 years to the day of Hitler's birth on April 20th, 1989, which is hilarious. I should also say, too, is that Internet Historian could very reasonably be 34 years old, and that year could be correct. Internet Historian's birthday could very reasonably be April 20th, 1989, right? Now, on top of that, I think it's more of a dog whistle if you're like if you're like,
I'm sorry, but if you were in that room at Dashcon hitting the Hunger Games salute while getting your money stolen by Tumblrites, you deserve to be picked on.
yeah, why does Stop Skeletons know that it's exactly 100 years after the birth of Adolf Hitler? You know? People are born on April 20th. This is true. So, an easier, like, dog whistle to swallow in this case would be, like, the 1488 thing, right? Like, there are easier ones to swallow if it was something else and not that. This plagiarism story is really blowing up. So why are there so few goblin short stacks in the chat? That's a great question. I think this drama could be improved with more thummy thick goblins with bad attitudes. The SS in his name, that's a dog whistle. So there's a lot of things that this could be aside from the dog whistle of that, right? It can't just be racism, right? Or it can't be anything reasonable. It has to be like the most extreme version of that, which is stupid, but whatever, right? So without getting completely distracted from this, right? Man, Diesel, if only one of your moms drew dummy thick goblins with bad attitudes. Right? So this guy just accuses Internet Historian of basically like Nazi dog whistling, right? Needless to say, he gets instantly lambasted, right? He gets instantly fucking raked over the coals for it, right? Which does nothing, which by the way, you can, like, I love how this started about plagiarism and now we're trying to like label people as racist. You see how much of a problem this can be? I don't understand why this happens with every single BreadTube video. It can never just stick in the attitude. Like, stick like in its lane. Right? Okay, so that happens. And then, needless to say, Stop Skeletons tries to keep going it, right? Dude is known for slipping in right-wing dog whistles, not weed references. I call bullshit, but hey, do you? Source. I don't have one, just believe me. And like CJ said earlier, guys, you can like someone without needing a reason. You don't need to justify, right? If someone gives you bad vibes, you can just say that. You don't need to be like, I need a coherent reason for any of this. You could just feel that way, okay? I don't understand the need to, like, do this. Source, it came to me in a vision. Do you think any of this is to deflect from the Gerard thing? Did SSF work with him? Quite possibly, yes. A lot of the guys don't work with Gerard, but, you know, feel like an ownership to him as, like, the godfather of, like, Nintendo tuber, right? So there's that. Dog whistle this, dog whistle that. How about you take a shower, dog? Right? So, I don't think that this is to, like, take shit off the completionist. That drama has already gotten pretty old, but, A lot of the Nintendo tubers, for some reason, have felt the need to get involved with this and defend their friend, even though there's surmounting evidence that he is 100% guilty. This does not mean he is guilty, by the way, right? But, you know, there's a lot of evidence that does not paint him in a good light. And for some reason, a lot of these guys are bending themselves over backwards. And I say this with a lot of YouTube dramas. I've said it before, and I'll say it again until the day I die. As a guy who covers drama, is an expert in this stuff, likes to think of himself as somewhat of an expert in the field of covering internet discourse, you can actually just not say anything. I know I say this all the time, right? But when it comes to YouTube drama, if you're a YouTuber, there's no reason to jump out ahead of it and talk about it right away. There was no rush for Dream to make his statements. There was no rush for anybody to make any statements about any drama. But for some reason, a lot of these people want to come out ahead of it and try and make a character like assassination or deflection or whatever when you don't have to.
This is a certified hood classic.
That is all my PayPal has. I just want to ask for the Discord link. I posted it earlier in the chat. Just fucking scroll up. But, you know, obviously we fucking moderate the fucking server, so. Like, if you're being gay, you're gonna be fucking banned. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, because here's another thing. Let me talk about this, right? Because this is really fucking frustrating, and it keeps coming up. People want me to fucking talk about Mama Max, all right? And here's the thing. Here's why I don't talk about Mama Max, because this is really fucking frustrating. This is really fucking frustrating. Max is a weird guy. He is. There's something really fucking strange about him, right? I don't mind the kind of content he does. I don't care, right? But it's him trying to make people, most of us are gay, Diesel. Listen, excuse me. Sorry, I'm a bit based today. Sorry, guys, my dog whistle came out. Listen, this isn't as bad as the time I said the warrior gene thing, but I'm not like the most PC guy ever. I love my gay homies. My thirst traps are for you too, homies. Right? But let's talk about Mama Max for a little bit, right? Because the whole like pedo hunting thing is fucking frustrating on some regards, right? I've been very quietly not talking about Yandere Dev, which I actually have an announcement for that in a little bit. So just stick with me here. Your inner JonTron. Don't listen to Diesel. Most of the servers man kissy and girl kiss girl. Don't talk about Max. He'll accuse you of being a kitty fiddler. He wouldn't be the first. Right? Jesus Christ. The amount of, like, Azothan, Illuminati's ex, did that too. With no evidence, by the way, right? No, I don't try to ban people who are being gay. No. It's being cringe. You're being cringe. Right? The problem with Max, right? Not to get distracted by anything. Diesel, the straightest leader of bisexuals. Worst dollar I ever sent. I got an expired link. Right? So Azothan accused me of being a pedophile supporter, which, I mean, you know, is like a stone's throw away from just being like calling someone a pedophile. I posted DMs of Azothan trying to get a guy raided by the Chinese feds, right? He was typing to a guy, Tiananmen Square, 1989, and the guy lives in China. And he was basically trying to get the guy banned from Discord because he said, fucking, fuck, what was it? He was saying like, oh, this guy supports CSM, right? Child sexual exploitation material, right? And all that. He provided no evidence for that, and I summarily dunked on him, and he just didn't ever back it up, right? Diesel don't act straight. I've seen the way you look at narrator when he talks about hating the federal government. Kat, you are such a lore expert on my streams. It is fucking hilarious. Holy shit. Yeah, that's life ruination, right? Oh, I might have turned off invite links for a bit. That's probably it. Or there's like a limited number of invite links because I was trying to whatchamacallit, protect the server. Or if you're a minor, you can't get in. So there you go. But the invites are active, that's for sure. Diesel, if I give you 43 more cents, can I get unbanned? Oh, so you were fucking banned from the server. No, you can't pay to get unbanned, you fucking moron. Why would you tell me that? What kind of response
This is a certified hood classic.
Thigh thighs save lives. Diesel can't be accused of being a tiddler because they are known as a great short stack worshipper. Just ask Docs, D.
That's true. That's true. You know, I keep making Toxic play fucking what is it, like Skibibdi toilet games with me. We played like 2 Skibibdi toilet backrooms games like yesterday. And I can't believe I keep torturing her with it. We literally spent like 4 hours playing and trying to collect toilet paper from Skibibdi toilets. Right? But yeah. So fuck, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so Max. Right? Max, I think it's perfectly fine to go like, you know, if you want to cover like the pedos, that's fine. I do think that mixing fiction with reality can make a bit of an issue. But, you know, it's however you do your thing. I think it can present itself as quite bad. Dude, has Tox tried a delicious Snickle yet or a deep fried Oreo? So last night, Kat, I told her that the Snickle was fake and she got super fucking mad. And she thought it was real. She was really buying into it. Hey, Diesel, I got an idea for the dude that wants to be unbanned. Have them write a Mimi fanfic that's over 3,500 words. If they want to be unbanned, they gotta put in the effort. If they got banned, there is a real good fucking reason they did. Diesel, did you just speak English? Skibibdi toilet paper? What does Max have to do with internet history? I am doing what we call a segue, or not a segue. I'm talking about it because some banned schizophrenic from my server, for some reason, needed to like bring it up. Right? But Max, from what I've seen, hasn't gotten any convictions, right? And with this recent shit, right? It just keeps like going on and on with no answer, right? So until I see convictions, I'm really not going to be like super impressed with what Max does. And I understand that he's like, I don't really trust the police. There's a reason that the police work so slow, okay? There just is. All right. Would I get would I get banned if I draw spicy goblin fan art? I mean, as long as it's not like nude, because we don't want people posting like straight up porn, but Yeah, banned users lie, chat. I just timed them out. I think I know who it is. They're not getting unbanned. No. No, you go make me a 300 a 3,000 word essay and I will consider it. Okay? Better refund their dollar before they make a Google Doc. Then they can refund it, whatever. But whatever. I don't like talking about Max because I think any coverage is what he wants. There's a reason I've been so quiet about talking about Yandere Dev because there's other people that are working professionals involved with this that require that I have some level of candor and responsibility to not say my entire piece up front and completely make it frustrating or difficult for them, right? So, yeah. So that's why I haven't talked about the Yandere Dev thing. With that being said, before I get back to the internet historian thing, one last thing, and this is a humongous one. The reason cops take forever is because they're lame and stinky. This was brought to you by the Firefighter Appreciation Squad. So, Yandere Dev for a long time hasn't had an interview with anybody that has ever been critical with him or anybody who's been rough with him ever. And I can tell you, I got confirmation yesterday that it is happening. I will be interviewing Yandere Dev. 100%. He agreed. We will be working out a date. And I will be answering any and all questions. He will not get pre-screening of the questions. He will not get to see what I bring to the table. We are both coming in with a candid conversation that will be recorded. And you will get access to see. Right? So it is going to happen. If you guys recall, Yandere Dev recently was accused of being a pedophile. Right? We will talk about that, as well as the Snapchat DMs. Everything. We will talk about everything. Okay? Including questions submitted from the audience. This will be a main channel video, but it is going to happen. We will work out a date, and yeah. So there's that. I have waited patiently. I didn't talk about the drama when it happened. This was why I wanted to get this to happen. So hopefully it happens. I'm feeling decently confident that this will happen. So we will see. It's been about 3 months of following this. Right? It's been about 3 months of following this without saying anything. And so, yeah, now that it's finally come to the time, this is probably going to be, I'm hoping to have this done before the end of December. All right. Hopefully. It's been a really long fucking time coming. So, can Yandev ball? Has Yandere Dev ever dunked, broken someone's ankles on the court? Can Yandev hit the gritty? Can he throw it back? Oh my god. Okay, all that being said, I hope that announcement is worth my tangent, right? I hope the news about Yandere Dev is worth me speaking about politics in any form or fashion today. Okay? Anyway, how often has Yandere left the house in the last 5 years? Okay, I real questions. Don't worry, guys. I know like all his lore, so a lot of the questions will be related to who he is. So yeah, we'll
man
we'll
in
see.
cave by some.
Anyway, let's listen to what the H Bomber guy has to say, because remember when this stream was about Internet Historian for like 3 whole minutes? Well, it required me talking about like 40 minutes worth of lore. So there's like a personal angle, right? Why Internet Historian is being covered, right? That's part of that's the whole takeaway here. There's a little bit of a personal angle, right?
Someone called Internet Historian.
I can't believe I'm about to defend Yandere Dev. Can we please stop with the Yandere sim code jokes? It's not funny anymore. And plays into the code bro ego shit. Still coded better than Undertale. A lot of the game is like finished now, from what I was told last time. The game's basically done. They're kind of treating it more like a live service type thing.
And that thing got like 10 million views, so I'm not surprised. Personally, I'm not a big Internet Historian fan. Years ago, I saw a video of his about Dashcon, a failed Tumblr convention, and it was really just a bunch of jokes about SJWs and how bad Tumblr is.
Alright, guys, I immediately don't want to listen to this fucking video. I can't believe we initiated the conversation by talking about the thing where it's like, I'm not a fan of him for political reasons.
And it was really disappointing. You know, he had the opportunity to talk about a really interesting moment in history, and he just used it to post cringe. But that video...
I don't think every single coverage of a thing or event on the internet requires a serious coverage or retrospective. I don't think I need to be serious about everything I do, right? I can't be serious about everything I do. I need to be able to turn it off every now and again. I don't really think those jokes are that bad of in taste. I think that is very disingenuous, right? And Bomber Guy, when you start a conversation about Internet Historian like this, like, let's guess what you're doing, right? You're priming your audience to go, oh, this guy's politics don't align with mine, and your very political audience, guess what? Guess what? They're going to turn around, go to Twitter, and then make the stop skeletons from fighting tweet, okay? So that's what happens when you do things like this and you word it like this, right? That's intentional, right? That's intentional. And you know why I think it's intentional, right? Because I do the same thing. When I have someone I don't like and I want a way to relate it, I'll talk about something that, generally speaking, a lot of people can agree with in my audience. So that way they get on the same page as me about that topic, right? I'm priming you to convince you of my opinion in an argument. Yeah, it was made 6 years ago. It was made in 2017, right? Imagine ignoring... It's 2017, brother. It's all memes. No, he hasn't, because Internet Historian just...
was eons ago, and I don't like to judge people by super old stuff they made, and a lot of people I really respect.
Guess what? Guess what, H-Bomber Guy? The second you said that, you already threw it up the fucking river, 100%, okay? If you think that that didn't have an impact on everything else he said after that, then, wow, crazy, you're an idiot. Right? Because of course it was going to have an impact. Because guess what the discourse is? The discourse isn't about James Southerton. It's not about plagiarism. It's about whether or not Internet Historian is secretly dog whistling a Nazi and dressing up in Gestapo uniform and walking around in his fucking bedroom.
I does go into the history of the event.
To like him, so I'm sure he's way better now. Anyway, let's finally...
Maybe it's good he didn't see the pool closed video.
Watch Man in Cave and see what the hype is all about. No, I mean it. Pull up your phone, open up Man in Cave, and let's watch it together. No, just type Man in Cave. It's the top one. It's got 10 million views. Oh, you can't find it? It's not there? As of present recording, Man in Cave mysteriously disappeared months ago and has yet to reappear. What happened to Man in Cave? Man in Cave is about Floyd Collins, a cave explorer who in 1925 got trapped in a cave. Nice one, Floyd. The video is 1 hour and 10 minutes long and pretty detailed, covering the events hour by hour as they happen. What a unique way of telling the story. The video implies a deep level of
I don't
research.
have enough monitors to do the soap cutting video on top of this. Wait, his videos... Why are we talking about Internet Historian? Because a lot of this video is based on an article that Internet Historian did not cite in his research. That is why, because he didn't cite his proper sources. That's about it. Also, he's a neo-Nazi, and that's what the entire discourse is about. It has nothing to do with plagiarism, because I think if you put a gun to somebody's head and ask them if they cared about plagiarism, most people would say, I don't fucking care. Someone in the server posted about Internet Historian working it out with the article's author, but I can't remember who or if there was a link. I mean, if it is being worked out, that's great. I'll just take it for what it is.
And understanding, and that animation's pretty cool too. The video was uploaded on September 29th, 2022 and was extremely successful, garnering like 10 million views in the few months since it went online. It was deemed so entertaining it became the thing every Twitch streamer put on while they went and did something else to keep their audience busy. Ooh, that's a good chunk of change right there. But then in March of this year, the video disappeared. Any links to the video took you to a blank page saying it was unavailable because of a copyright claim. Usually with really popular videos though, YouTube resolves this quickly to avoid negative attention, but this was down for a while, and then it stayed down. What's going on here? Let's look into this a bit. This video is no longer available due to a claim by...
I'm gonna do something here. And I know I have a tendency to talk slow when I'm doing videos, so I am totally also guilty of this, and I will not judge you too harshly.
Pro Sportority Limited, doing business as Minute Media. That's what DBA means, by the way, aren't I clever? Minute Media is a publisher of digital content. One of their brands is Mental Floss, a digital news and entertainment site, which also has a YouTube channel. So, did he use some of their copyrighted images, or the YouTube channel's footage? Well, it doesn't look like the channel has ever covered Floyd Collins. The Mental Floss website, however, has. In 2018, Lucas Riley wrote a story about the 1925 cave rescue that captivated the nation. Uh-oh. This article is an extremely detailed summary of the story of Floyd Collins. Uh-oh. In fact, it makes the unique choice of covering the events hour by hour. Oh, he didn't. He did not just...
Floyd tried to breathe calmly. His left arm was pinned underneath his torso, his right wedged by the rock ceiling above. Beneath him, sharp crystal shards dug into...
Wait, what? He got accused of being a Nazi? I thought it was because the video is a one-to-one verbatim of roughly 80% of the article. Is disingenuous and disappointing, but I'm serious. Well, that's how these things go, right? Like, this is the problem with this side of the internet, where, like, something gets covered and it completely loses its fucking train of thought, right? What's the internet law, right? Yeah, that's Lionheart Gordon. That is exactly what I was thinking, right? I mean, obviously that's something that can be disputed. What's the internet law that talks about? I need to fix my settings. Internet law about Nazis. Hold on. Godwin's law. Right. So I'm gonna describe. Let's talk about let's talk about an internet law, right? Godwin's law, short for Godwin's law or rule of Nazi analogs, is the internet adage asserting that an online discussion grows longer, regardless of topic or scope. The probability of comparison to Nazis or Adolf Hitler approaches, right? So this is Godwin's rule of the internet. Yeah, Rule 34. Let me look that one up. I think it's that one. Right? So don't forget there's also Diesel's law, right? That the longer an internet discourse carries on, the closer we get to a pedophile analog. So, I mean, we're almost there, all right? But that's kind of what happened here, right? He doesn't need to do that, Scarlet Wolf, right? It's how you prime the discussion and conversation, right? It's how you prime a discussion and conversation. The second you prime the discussion and conversation with the discourse about the politics with Dashcon, you completely change everything else that comes after that, right? You can otherize the person, and you have a much easier time looking for stretches about how they're bad, and that's how you end up with tweets like this. Okay? That's what happens. That's how internet discourse can be primed in discussion. And again, I do this exact thing in videos because I want to win an argument, right? But I'm much more concerned about winning an argument because I'm Johnny Debater, okay? That's just me. All right. The fruit is really helping me catch up.
His skin. When he did attempt to shuffle, more gravel and rocks would tumble from above and pile onto his feet. He should try untying his shoes, said one. No, we should send him down with a contortionist who's got a mallet and a chisel. Hey, how about using dynamite? One clique formed, insisting that it was a great idea, till they started arguing about gas torches. But by far the most common suggestion, of course, was amputation. So he removes his suit, drapes himself in coveralls, and grabs a lamp. Whoa. But Floyd didn't really answer any of his questions. In fact, he was incoherent. So Miller took a few mental notes, and he left. Somehow, Homer mustered the strength to altogether wrench the cord from the other men's hands. The rope went slack. Homer, Floyd, and the rope lay limp on the cave floor. No progress had been made.
For the first
There
time in
was
YouTube
also, what else was there? There was also discourse, and this happened in the server, so really this is a matter of personal opinion. At what point is a tragedy old enough that we can start making jokes about it? And I really think, I don't know, it depends. I feel like, you know, it's totally okay to make 9/11 jokes now, right? We're like 22 years removed. Some people said it was distasteful, right? But I mean, I don't really think it is. I think we've had enough time that we can make a joke about this cave incident, right? He didn't need to introduce internet historian with Dashcon video and his views on the video. Exactly, Fernando. Exactly my point and what I'm trying to say, right? When you have a political audience like H Bomber Guy, those kind of ways that you framed a discussion are going to last with your audience, right? Because it's part of the thesis of your argument, right? The thesis of this particular argument about internet historians' plagiarism is buffeted with that entire discussion about internet historians' politics. Depends on the vibe.
A copyright claim is real. Internet historian stole Lucas Riley's article, used it as a script for a 70-minute video, gave him no credit, and uploaded it for money. But let's consider an alternative explanation, just to be fair. This was a real historical event. They're both telling the same true story. So, of course, they're going to be similar. That's a good point. You're very smart. But there's a difference between using the same sources or recounting the same history and telling the exact same story in the same way using the same words. And if going hour by hour didn't make it obvious, the fact it copies the rest of the structure makes it blatant. The opening, which covers Floyd entering.
Okay, so you see a picture of Windergoon there, right? So let's talk about how this completely spiraled out of control for a second. Right. This spiraled out of control. Right. So Windergoon's brought up in there. And if you guys don't know, Windergoon's a Christian, right? And Windergoon is never really particularly heavy-handed about these things. He's not negative about these. He's not like a... When we talk about Christians, there's two types, right? There's the people who are cool vibers who live by that, and that's respectable, right? And then you have the crazy people who fucking are assholes, right? And Windergoon being in this video has brought him into the spotlight as well, right? Where people are trying to basically pack watch him. They're like, oh, Windergoon is Windergoon's a bad guy because he's a Christian. Oh, he's an alt-right chud. You know why? Because he's a Christian. which is not reasonable of a take at all, by the way. Rusty Cage is also in it. And if you don't know, Rusty's pretty based. Rusty built an entire guillotine outside in his backyard for killing the rich and wealthy. What's his face and what's his belief system is the odd. He's just like a Christian. He's not very vocal about it, right? Or he'll do informative videos that talk about Bible stories. Nothing bad, right? He obviously he's gone on record as decrying very negative aspects of Christianity, right? But it doesn't matter because the discourse around him is he is appropriating Native American culture. He likes guns and is therefore sexist or racist or whatever. I can't remember the specific terminology that they used in that particular argument. But, you know, it's a general kind of like creator has belief system I disagree with, therefore I am going to now crucify him type thing. Christian is quite broad. I think he's Baptist, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Right? But like the problem is, right, is that despite the guy not doing anything, bad. Hot take number 2 of the night. It's okay to not have an opinion about everything. Yeah, that's really crazy how many kudos got away unscathed. Diesel, they hate him for also being a gun owner as well on top of being Christian. Let's be real, guys, right? The people having this discourse on twitter.com do not care about what denomination of Christianity is. They just care that he is, okay? That's it. It's not about the specifics, all right? It's about taking someone down. It's not about understanding exactly where they're coming from. Right? Guys, believe it or not, people are allowed to have different beliefs than you. Much like I probably have many different beliefs than you, audience, right? That's completely normal, natural, and healthy. If you go into watching your favorite creator expecting them to agree with you on every single little thing, that's unhealthy, and you should stop. I know. Crazy idea. Honestly, that Pope guy is a real bastard. You know he drives around in a car named after himself? I mean, come on. Discourse on Twitter. Diesel, you misspelled angry, irrational mob without logical thinking wrong. Yeah, but you know what? It's one of those things where it's like, ultimately, I don't care about it. I don't really want to be involved in, like, this discourse on the internet. But then I also feel like I'm a crazy person because these are the voices that get amplified so much. And it's just like, it's just stressful. It's stressful and annoying and frustrating and irritating, right? And all this to be said, I think it really does. The way that this discourse has developed completely devalues H Bomber Guy's complete, valid, and reasonable take about plagiarism and its issues, right? And it's told me, somebody who has not been accused of plagiarism, that I just need to be better with my citing. I need to come up with a methodology or a way to do it in a way that's reasonable, right? And I think I can do that now, right? And I feel more reasonable about holding on to it. Okay, I just tapped in. What's the general thing happening that we're talking about? We're talking about how internet historian is being canceled. That's about it. We're talking about that. And we're talking about the H Bomber Guy video that was put out. Listen, it was either that or I was going to talk about the completionist drama, and to be honest, I don't really fucking care about either of them. It's another case of decent content annoying minority audience. Crazy. Crazy. What? An audience can sometimes be annoying? I find everybody on Twitter insufferable. I hate everybody. I hate everybody. I'm a miserable person, to be frank. Listen, how can I not be? Just use the old according to and you're covered. But I mean that's the gist of the video. I do agree with the entire point that's being. So I came into this stream late, but is plagiarism not why internet historian is being canceled? No, it's not. It's not why he's being canceled. No. Diesel, I actually think his much shorter, more focused video on Blair's plagiarism does a much better job of presenting why it's bad and we should care. I don't know. I kind of find myself in a position now as a creator and as like someone who likes film. I mean, obviously, like I can sit down and watch a 4-hour film, but there's something to be said about being able to relay a message in a shorter amount of time that is very impressive, right? Because being able to condense your viewpoints down in a shorter amount of time is more impressive to me than 4 hours of talking about it. right? And it can sometimes, like, the length of something can sometimes devalue it or either push me away from it. Do you have an opinion on the completionist charity stream? I haven't followed up on most of it. I heard that Gerard, the completionist, did eventually fulfill the promise of giving the money. But I will say it is quite funny that now the money is being handed over, but only after all of his friends came out and said that they are defending him, that he did give the money, because now we know he didn't. There are multiple subjects in the 4-hour video, but he could have broken it down. Yeah. I don't know. I even now, it's like I'm working on a video that covers every single dream drama, but do I really want to spend 2 hours dissecting each one? Right? Did you hear Wings of Redemption said the age of consent should be 12? I wish I got burned more by the fucking candles, actually. I wish I got burned more. The issue is there's a lot of missing funds that were never put into the charity at all. Yeah, I just find it so frustrating that the completionist friends can't help but jump out. I kind of like long form videos, but I just mainly like the background noise. I mean, these dancing fruit are pretty good, you know? Like, look at those guys. Look at them. Look at them go. That Wings clip is really old. Oh, the Wings thing is like 5 years old. He's a like reformed man, right? He's a better man. Like we like Wings now, right? We're Wings lovers. I know there was 2 days ago there was a Lolcow live. He denounced that comment several times. Well, Lionheart. That's literally just how these things always go, right? Bring back the ukulele for background noise. Yeah, sure. Hold on, guys. I'll let Hassan's chair and the fucking fruit take over while I'm gone. All right, here we go. Sorry, I need to do my apology song for my bad takes. Oh, there once was a man from sailor early in the morning. My favorite streamer. That's my streamer. He's got the ukulele. Still not tuned, by the way. Still not tuned. This is my other one. I own 2 ukuleles now. Because Slaw sent 2 by accident. So I'm the proud owner of 2 ukuleles. I am double the white woman I was before. You still have the tag on it. Oh, yeah, because I wanted to read the tag out to the audience. Right? Googling Windigoon religious denomination gave me some brain dead Reddit threads about how Christians love slavery or whatever. Yeah, that discourse is on twitter.com, so... Thank God Diesel is finally apologizing. I would like to apologize for being alive. I will continue to be for the foreseeable future. Anyway, this ukulele tag, right, says, Kim Missy, music is my faith and a pursuit of my life. And then they just have, like, their WeChat on the background, right? And then the other tag is a completely different brand of ukulele. where it says supernally gut, developed by Aquila. Whatever that means. And then you know, I got not if you keep making those candles. But there I mean, I love music, but yeah, Twitter's an awful place. I hate Twitter. Apologize for making me watch Sniper Wolf. I'm sorry. I made you watch her. She's annoying. Ah! losing viewers every single time I strum this ukulele. Diesel's a ukulele connoisseur now. I mean, you know, there's a white woman inside all of us, and it's time that we wonderwall our way out of here. You know what I mean? That we become a better person. And that we wonderwall our way into a different light. Oh, shit. Can we watch a ukulele tutorial on stream and watch you try to learn? Take this chef out of the kitchen. I want him dead. Clean shot. In the immortal words of Keemstar. Ukulele tutorial? Did I say something about being inside someone? A white woman inside of us? So that's why there's two wolves inside of you. Yeah, you either become a ukulele woman or a Wonderwall boy. Not even a man, just a boy. Diesel, Duolingo now. I'll do my Duolingo when I get off stream. Yeah, this was the progressive channel to watch. What do you... I can't tell if you're being like snarky and mad at me or if you're like approving of me holding a ukulele. Are you the white woman with the ukulele they warned us about? You're respected here, especially if you're bisexual. Inside of you there are two white women. They both play ukuleles. Please learn the Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen song from that skit that aired on Adult Swim. Okay, I'll try. You know what, guys? I'll learn the ukulele for a fucking joke on this stream, okay? The ukulele is gonna come back one of these days, and I'm just gonna bang out a whole fucking song, okay? And you're all gonna be doomed, all right? It'll be Jover then. It'll be Jover. There's no helping you. That's up to you, hun. I can't tell. I think you're a fan. I think you're a fan. I think you fuck with that. Oh shit. I don't really have I don't have another fucking point to make. The stream's fucking over. Get the fuck out of here. Bye. Oh no, my stream won't stop. No, my stream crashed. My stream crashed. Are we still live? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Help, I'm stuck, chat. It won't let me leave.